Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to attend my session. I'm Lotto Lai, the immediate past chairman of Hong Kong Society for Quality. I'm honored to be one of speakers in the Asia Symposium on Quality Function Deployment and Innovation. Today, I would like to share my topic named Extenics and Quality Innovation. I'm pleased Professor Hong Wei invited me as one of the speakers. We have many cooperation in the past, and we meet Macau in 2012. And we have the lunch with the cow and Mrs. Cow. And then this year, in Hong Kong QFD Symposium, we are arranged in the PolyU and CTU. And in 2016, Hong Kong QFD Symposium arranged again, and Hong Kong Society for Quality is one of the supporting organizations. And we take the photo in the venues. For memory, very good. Okay, now I introduce my topic context. There are 4 sessions. First, I will introduce very short about Hong Kong Society for Quality. And second, I will introduce what is the Extenics Portal. It is an original China innovation methodology. And in this Extenics, we have the methodology to implement called Extension Innovation Method. At the end, how we employ this method in quality innovation and some application case. Hong Kong Society for Quality, we have the vision to be the hub in Hong Kong and the region for learning and sharing the knowledge in quality innovation and best practice, as well as to facilitate development of a quality and innovation culture. Our mission is to promote the great awareness of quality evolution in Hong Kong and the region for ensuring product and service through the continued improvement of quality and customer satisfaction, and provide continued education to professionals involved in the quality, reliability, and innovation discipline. Our value, we call the respect to, is a reliability, sustainability, professionalism, commitment, improvement, and innovation. Last year is our 35th anniversary. So we have the 35 years history, and this is our milestone. We have a different great activity related to quality and partner. We have the 3 key partners, ASQ World Partner, Asia Level for Quality and founding member, and also the World Summit, the World Alliance for Chinese Quality. Now, I would like to introduce Extenics. Extenics is developed by Professor Choi Wen since 1976. He studied about the incompatible problem. And then in 1983, his first paper named Extension Set and Incompatible Problem. That is the birth of the Extenics. Extenics is using the formal model to research the extension possibility of things and the rules and methods of innovation, and apply all of them to solve contradiction problem. Extenics involve extension theory, extension method, and extension engineering. The first World Summit for Chinese Quality, I invited Professor Choiman and Professor Yuan Chunye to be our keynote speaker to introduce this methodology to Hong Kong. In the theory, extension theory, they are separated in the basic element theory is a more suitable for the training in the university and industry and different conference paper. And then we talk about extension set, dependent function, and extension model I will introduce later. after this introduction. The most difficulty is the extension logic will be related to the university research, AI, and robotics. Now, what is the extent? The basic theory. In the set theory, the quantum set is a combined or non-combined quantum set, and fuzzy set is some probability between the boundary, and the extension set is we call the classification under transformation is a dynamic classification. In here, if you are related to positive extended field, you can change back to this boundary. It is from negative to positive. We have some negative extension field, and this will be transferred through the time function. If you have the condition change or requirement change, your classification will be changed. Extended is the course discipline or between or amount philosophy, mathematics, and engineering. So sometimes we call it is a bridge between social science and nature science. Some book introduce extension innovation method from Professor Yuan Chunying. She wrote the book in Chinese and English. I write a very simple book for industry use. We call the Extended the Logic of Innovation. It's most simple one for industry people to learn the basic theory. Extension innovation method training course have the 5 levels, and until now we have the 3 levels completed, provided in Guangzhou, in the extension innovation company, and also university in the Guangdong University of Technology. Product quality innovation, how we can produce a new product. In extended, they have the 3 creative methods. First one is called create from nothing. It means start from your customer. Very similar idea from QFD, start from customer. Second is a change in existing, to change your existing product to be better. Third one is change from immediacy. It means that you have some limitation or some bad thing, we change it, improve it. It's an improvement. How can we define the contradiction problem? In a standard method, there are 2 types of contradiction problem. One is the incompatible problem, another is the artifact problem. How can we define this problem? We have the goal, but under the certain condition, we cannot achieve the goal. That is the incompatible problem. However, if we have more than one goal, 2 or more goals, we would like to achieve simultaneously. So under the same condition, we cannot achieve those goals. So we call it is artifact problem. Extended is want to solve these 2 types of problems. Now, how can we use the 4 steps of extension innovation to create some innovative product? First, we need to model. Second, we need to extension. First step is transformation. The last one is selection. It's a 4 step. In the model, first, I would like to introduce the basic element. Basic element is the logic cell of extenders, used to describe the matter, affair, and relationship. In the matter element, they have the 3 key components. It's an object, characteristic, and value. The object is a matter. If the affair element, the object is the action. It's like your product function. The last one is the object is a relation. What is a relation and their characteristic and value. And then use this structure to form the extension model. For example, we are working in the laboratory. We use the gas breaker, and we use the matter element to describe this gas breaker. We are breaker D, have different characteristic, for example, capacity, material, or height, brand level, and you have different value. This is one to define. What will be changed in your picture when I'm giving a talk in the secondary school? I received the souvenir is that they add some handler, change the laboratory picture become a cup. Is a little bit innovation. So the model is like this one, and plus another characteristic. A fair element is the function. For example, your watering machine, you would like to watering your coal, but in this affair element, they have the structure for what, the characteristic, who to do it as an object, who to whom, who receive it, time, location, and tools, etc. So it is some characteristic. For example, you have the washing machine. You would like to combine the two functions, washing and drying. It's combined two into one. It's a wash, cold water, and dryer together. Use the two affair elements combined together. The last model element is a relationship. For example, you have the bottom. Their relationship, bottom cup and bottom body. The maintainable is a rolling up and down relationship. For example, catch up bottom. But once we change the relationship upside down, a new product will develop like this example. After we model the meta element, affair element, and relation element of your product, you lead to second step, to extension. Extension means find more possibility to change your product. For example, you have the divergent, implication, correlation, and open up. Let me very quickly to introduce these four extension steps. It's like divergence. You are divergent of many different characteristics. Just like this one, you have the object can divergent different characteristics, and each characteristic have a different value we change. Or reverse, this value, this characteristic can point out different objects. You can change for this one. Second is a correlation. It's from the level correlated and implication level. For example, it is some superstar, they are very complicated relationship with each other, like this one. When you point it out and mapping, you are more clear the relationship. Implication is related to the condition and cause and effect of some relationship. For example, when you need to buy a car, what implicate you need to petroleum, you need to insurance, and then you need to go to the petrol station or insurance company, and you buy a car, you also need the parking space, maybe you need to buy a car park, etc. It's an implication. Open up is mean that you break up the whole thing into parts, or reverse, assembly the parts into the whole. It's like this one. It's another thinking, divergence thinking. Another analysis we call conjugated analysis is more like Chinese cultures. We separate in the four pair and related to the four dimensions. First dimension is in physical point of view. And second dimension is the system point of view. Third is the dynamic, and four is the activity. So I discussed it pair and pair. It will be include four pair of conjunction, material part and non-material part. It's a physical, hard part and soft part, systematic, positive part and negative part, apathetic, apparent part, and latent part is a dynamic in these 4 dimensions. For example, if we focus on the hard part, value is low for the car, but if focus on the raw material part is cold. It becomes an Iron Man, the value is very high. It's about the analysis of the raw material and material. Second is the hard and soft. Hard part may be only the component, but the soft part is how we can correlate each component. It's become a system to analyze that. Latent part and apparent part is always talking the latent problem in the quality is much larger than you find it in the apparent part. So it is an analysis the latent. And negative and positive, how can we are usually thinking in a positive part, but how can we translate the negative event become a positive? We'll have to create some innovation thinking in here. Extension, we have the many different approach for the previous 2 analysis, extension analysis and conjunction analysis. We need to transformation become your solution. So there are 4 types of transformation: basic transformation, basic operation of transformation. I'll focus describe the first 2, and then conductive transformation or conjugate transformation. In the basic transformation, it's like your computing, your substitution, replace your characteristic, replace your object, replace your value, or increase some characteristic value or decrease the value. Expansion times more than 1, or contraction becomes more times 0. Less than 1, and decomposition and duplication. It is a basic transformation technique. And use the operation method. Use a different operator, like and together, 2 transformation together, or ladder, or into transformation. Product is different to and because they have the sequence. First, in the first transformation, and then go to second transformation, we have the sequence. And reverse is a transformation, and then reverse become a back. The last step is to select the, we call it superiority evaluation method. We determine the indicator first, and then select the superiority and assign the rating coefficients in each one. And we need to first evaluate the indispensable indicator, such as safety, and establish the dependent function and calculate the dependent degree of freedom, and calculate the standard dependent degree, and then we can select the superiority and select the highest superiority product at the end. This is related to some mathematics, and this is just an example for the course. What is the best decide the engineering course? This is some example, but some scholars use the more simple sample to teach the child. For example, we have the Bruce Pool. We use the only 3 identification to mark, for example, loyalty, practical, and course, to help the student to select the best product. It is an example. And then when I'm teaching students, I will use the more complicated a little bit. For example, science course, accuracy, efficiency, manufacturability, and you have a different rating. Overall is a 1, and then your rating. It is a discrete dependent function criteria. Overall, it is a summary of the extension innovation table. We have the object characteristic value in our modeling, and also have some criteria and the scope of boundary here. And then we have first step is modeling. Second step is the extension using extendable analysis and conjunction analysis I described before. And then transformation, we usually use the first two types of transformation, basic transformation and basic operation. And then you have many different idea and evaluation. Use the feasibility and superiority evaluation, and finally you get your innovation. So I'm the first Hong Kong scholar to attend the level 1 to 3 extension innovation method training course, the trainer course in Guangzhou. Now, how can we employ in the quality innovation for using standards? We are talking about quality and innovation, but we have some region we focus. We call quality innovation is a quality is a set, innovation is subset. Under a quality field, we have the common thing. For example, innovation and improvement have a common thing. So we would like to improvement. Quality is related to customer satisfaction and continuous improvement. That is why we call quality innovation, using the innovation as a subset under quality. Now, for example, we have a new surface or new business model for staff. I use the car rental. It is basically in the past we call text on street, and then by phone we have a discount. And after that we use the apps, Uber, or in Didi in China, and then in America, some for safety for lady, they have a pen special for change the value of the to home acting object. And if the value further change, become a Uber pool, and we allow for text for bicycle become mobile or OFO, etc. It is some change the extended model to have a new business opportunity for startup. So I propose this is the staff quality staff management system based on extenders. It's like this one. This is the business model character we use, and in each part we can use the extension 4-step model, extension, transformation, and selection to have the new idea in your business model. It is a proposed extension business innovation model. Another one application in Hong Kong is for education, the baby first education. Professor Truman come to Hong Kong to teach in this company how to create children's creativity. And after the training, after training the whole course, the company developed this film to introduce the idea. So let us see this short film. And then I also employed in the automation processor of pill packaging for idols. How can we use extended inside the DMAIC system model in order to enhance or solve some technical problem in this packing machine? So we would like to transfer this, become an automatic robotic processing line rather than it is a human automotive to prepare this dosage for the eaters. So what is problem? Problem statement is the machine, the failure rate is too high. You can see we use this one to take the drug into the box specific location. And then watering different packing. How can we improve this the efficiency? So we use the modeling. First, we model the goal. We would like to the accuracy is very high. However, we cannot achieve it. We have a problem under the condition and the action. It is a fair element and it is a better element. And then we are extending our thinking. For example, you can try vibration, or another idea is a rotation. So, and then we extend a different approach to write down it, and I asked the student to change different approach and different transformation phase and different example, and then they use the and or operators, use the basic operator and propose a different idea. For example, here, and at the end, we are use the pick up and vibration to solve or reduce number of the medicine to enhance the success rate. It is the criteria we set using teaching the student, and then they find the last one is the best solution, use a pick up, vibration, and reduce number of the medicine in the box. After 3 years or 2 years later, this prototype become the machine, the final product. Another study is recently, because in Hong Kong it's a very serious, the 5th wave of the pandemic. How can we use this original innovation method to enhance the decision quality? So in this article, I propose use and consider the element of the decision quality in the morale intensity, decision experiment, information quality, and group cohesiveness. So we use the transformation bridge. Transformation bridge is one skill of the Extenics to solve the artificial problem. For example, we have 2 goals. One is the dynamic zero approach. The second is the coherence or coexistence with the virus. However, in this approach, we have 2 types to solve problem. First type is a collection and selection type, like the transformation bridge between Hong Kong and mainland China. The traffic system is different. We use a collection and separation. Another is a very common type is the separation and connection. It's like the hot pot in the spicy and non-spicy. Now, in extension model, we also need to define the model, dynamic zero and coexistence with the virus, what the matter element and their affair element I define here. And then you need to use the model to find the core problem. What is the goal? It's very difficult to, under the Hong Kong the situation now, the activities, how can we solve these two goals? And then we need to draw the implicated relation network, for example, dynamic zero and coexistence with virus. We have some correlation between two, for example, even though two policies are absolutely different. However, we extended the final one, maybe they are all related to isolated equipment, number of infected people, number of deaths, and more important is related to effective medicine, related to higher vaccination rate, etc. So we can find some solution to solve both the problem and make it solve it. So some extension analysis using in the active epidemic condition limit in 90 here. If we are not enough testing facility, how can we extend? We think the extension of value in Hong Kong's limit, we found the mainland China for help and isolate facility testing, not enough doctor, nurse, medical logistics, hospital bed, etc. And finally, we propose the epidemic policy cycle. For example, we in the condition one, we use the dynamic zero, and if the condition change in the limit 2 achieves certain requirement, we will be changed to coexistence. But once it reverse transformation become a worse, we change back to dynamic zero. And if it is a conditions better, we can coexist. It's like the cycle depends on your condition and limitation. So it is my conference paper and book, and recently this study published in the Journal of Hong Kong Institute of Engineers. This is the link. If you have interest, you can watch this coverage story. Okay, it is the end of my speech. At the end, I would like to use Professor Troyman, this photo, to achieve the culture of innovation based on standards. And we remember Professor Troyman's teach us, and we are pleased that he used his life to contribute for this China original new discipline for innovation. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.